I'm on a first date with a complete stranger who I teased with some witty jabs on a city street yesterday, and now here we are, me, a sinner at dinner, her, a saint, or at least she looks like a saint, or at least I think she shops at All Saints, her hoping for I don't know what, me hoping a complete stranger will complete me because a film told me that once, and she is stunning. I mean, absolutely perfect, except for these scars across her wrist. And I say to her, rather romantically, I think, you are one of the most beautiful people I have ever seen. And she says, don't say that, Liam. And I ask why, and she says, because when a human being, man or woman, labels another human being, man or woman, that they don't know from Adam, but for their physical features as beautiful, you are confronting the darkest side of human nature. And I think about that. Seth is 14 years old. He's kind of skinny, has a half-shaved head, and a family-inherited passion for ska music. And Seth doesn't know how to fit in. He never learned how to. And on top of that, Seth has a teen movie-inspired, unhealthy expectation of human kindness and compassion, and it's lunchtime. And Seth does what he has to do every lunchtime, which is sit all on his own because those are the laws of the jungle. And like every other kid in his school, Seth's been taught to talk. Seth's been taught to speak, he's been taught to growl, he's been taught to snarl, he's been taught to scream, he's been taught to shout, he's been taught to cry, he's been taught to laugh, he's been taught to brag. Every kid's been taught to brag. They know all about bragging. Brag, brag, everything but communicate. Amy is eating disorder skinny. She just turned 25 because it's her birthday. And she's sitting at the bar getting drunk while some half-decent band plays Bob Marley's Is This Love in the background. And the boyfriend she met a couple of weeks ago, whom she's fallen head over heels for but doesn't realise is only with her on a rebound, hasn't texted her back all day, and her best mate is trying to reassure her, like, it doesn't matter, it's his loss, it doesn't matter, it's his loss. But Amy doesn't care, and Amy's going to stress about it, because the woman who raised her doesn't love her. And the only one who listens is her counselor. And the only man who ever treated her right is gay. And all of her tattoos mean something, but nobody notices that. And she's probably going to spend her birthday getting drunk out of her skull, only to wake up the following morning next to some pricky pickup artist who knew how to seduce his way into a low self-esteem, ex-reinforced mind. And her boyfriend never texted her back. Jamie? Jamie's 32 and he's a dickhead. And if you didn't already know that, he'd use it as his duty to make sure you find out. And Jamie is currently on his never-ending lunch break from his job as a carpenter, and the manager of the suburban pub he chooses to dwell in purposely looks away as Jamie takes a line of coke from under the table to go with his 5th pint. And the manager does this because he knows him, but that isn't the same as liking him. And Jamie finds validation in the seduction of others. And even at 32, he's still trying to figure out when his parents learned to read minds, because as a kid they used to lock him in the cupboard for a whole hour every time he had an indecent thought. Outside of the pub, Jamie takes a lighter to his cigarette, and the husband of a woman he is currently sleeping with socks him in the jaw, sending him to the floor, and Jamie thinks of the one person in his life who broke his heart right before the cement sends his head into unconsciousness. Susan is a winner. Susan is a rising star. She's the #1 salesperson in her company, and she'll protect her spot at all costs. Don't ever come after her spot. The only thing she fears more than the dark is meritocracy, and the only thing that bothers her is the idea that anybody could be better suited, better equipped, just better. And the only letters in the word team she respects is the letter M and the letter E. And she's part of the problem, but she doesn't know that. And she spends her time worrying about a spot. She always worries about a spot. She worries about it so much it becomes all about balance. Trying to hold balance, trying to keep balance. Meeting and greeting people like, hi, balance. I'm losing my balance. She's really nice to people's faces. Thinks all laughter is directed at her and has trouble sleeping. Paul is middle-aged and paranoid. He likes reading books, but not as much as he likes reading into things. And his wife is cheating on him, or at least he thinks she is. And his supervisor's trying to screw him out of his job, or at least he thinks he is. And his neighbor's definitely trying to kill him, he supposes. And a couple of weeks ago, someone made a joke about how he should watch his back, and he's been thinking about it ever since. And all Paul really needs is just one person out of kindness who he can trust to put their hand on his shoulder and say, Paul, it's all right. I'm on your side. Now, I don't know if Seth ever learned how to fit in. Amy's got a new boyfriend, but I don't know whether she treats him right. Jamie still acts like a dickhead, and Susan, well, she's a narcissist, and that's the hardest mental disorder to cure. But me, I'm on a first date with a complete stranger who's absolutely stunning, except for those scars across her wrist. And I say to her, rather romantically, I think, you are one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And she says, don't say that, Leon. And I ask why. And she says, because when a human being, man or woman, labels another human being, man or woman, that they don't know from Adam, but for their physical features as beautiful, you are confronting the darkest side of human nature. I think about it, I respond, and I say, how did you get those scars? Thank you.